Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video was shot way back in March, over a couple of weeks. I'm that far behind on releasing my videos, unfortunately, but I am catching up, so that's good news. In today's video, I finally fixed the rear frame, and I also uncover some more damage, so should be a good one. If you think that it is, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, and yeah, let's get to the video. All right, so it's been a couple of weeks since I worked on the Sportsman, mostly because I've been waiting for parts, but the good news is the parts have come in. This is my new pivot bar, bought used in the States. As you can see, there's a lot of rust here, and I'm gonna take care of that in the spring when it's a little bit warmer to paint. But you can see the big difference here. Very straight and good piece. Also, new steering stem. I don't know if this will come out on, you can see the difference on video, but a lot straighter. There's a kink here, a bend. Hopefully that'll fix my handlebar issues. Also, new from Polaris front rack with the seal, and also some new seat posts because mine are broken and the seat won't stay in. So first thing I want to tackle is getting that steering stem back on. Oh, I also have my frame pieces primed and painted. This is the inner sleeve, primed on the inside and the outside. This is the frame rail, or the frame section. This was primed and also painted with a chassis black. Should give some good protection. Now, when I'm ready to weld this, I'm just gonna grind some paint off and primer it, because it's in the middle of the winter right now and it's too cold in the shop to paint. So but this will offer enough protection until the spring, when I can break down the rear again and paint it completely. Okay, so handlebars are back on, and they're not as straight as I thought they were, so I'm gonna need some new handlebars, but this is a lot better than what it was before with the straight stem. I just need to get myself some new bars. Okay, so I have the front plastic back on, just sitting here. One of the fun things about doing videos is that I have archive footage of how I took this apart, so I can always go back and view, because I know, like, I think these are bolts, but the rest is pretty much just plastic body rivets. Speaking of which, I broke a bunch when I was removing it, so I found these on Amazon. They were really cheap, and I think there's 100 in here. Anyways, I'll put a link in the description if you're looking for some. before I can put the front rack on, these brackets are bent a little bit, so I'm gonna try to massage them back in place. There's something I need to adjust on this side. There's something with the plastic on this side that is not quite right, and I think it's forcing the rack to not fully line up. Hope it's nothing serious, but anyways, I'm gonna look into it. So I put the side panels back on, put the seat back on, just to see how it's coming together. I still have to fix the lower pod here. There's some broken plastic that I want to epoxy together. I'm gonna order a new steering wheel, but for now, I think this will do. It's a little bit crooked, but it'll be good for now. And yeah, one step closer. Tomorrow I tackle the frame. Okay, it's next day here. Yesterday I had the rack on, and there was something that just wasn't sitting right with the rack. I decided to take it off and start looking at why, and I noticed that once I looked past the bumper that was here, the winch is not centered in the plastic here, so there's something that shifted towards the right here, and I'm not quite sure what's going on. So before I go tackle the rear frame, I want to take this plastic back off and just see if there's anything bent here that I need to replace. So I guess, yeah, the whole plastic's coming off again. Okay, so I have found the culprit. Oh, I gotta lie down on the ground here. This bar here is bent. This side is bent up, which is probably causing this whole bar to go up, and then the plastic to be misaligned. So you get a better view of the damage here. Honestly, the frame rails look pretty straight. Maybe this came up just a little higher because of the pressure that was put onto the bar here. But so I completely removed the front bumper and tried to straighten it out, but unfortunately, looks like when this bent, it sort of took this bar and shifted it to the right. So I sent a feeler to a few used parts places that are in the area, and worst case, I think I'll just order a brand new unit. It's about $150, so at least that way I'm gonna get it quicker than trying to find a used one on eBay. So for now, I'm gonna leave the front end the way it is, and I'm gonna move on to something else. Okay, so working on the rear frame, as you can see, I have the inner sleeve in here. Everything's primed and bolted into this frame rail here. What I want to do is essentially put everything together and just see how everything lines up. Make sure there's nothing else that might have been damaged in the rollover. But basically, I'm going to put the pivot bar on the box frame and see how it goes. Now, in order to fully weld this, I'm going to have to take this rear section out. And before I do that, I want to at least bolt this down with the pivot frame. That way I have the proper alignment, and I'll tack weld it on the 3 sides here. Then I'll be able to take it all off and weld at the bottom. So that's the plan, and hopefully that works out. Okay, so the box frame is on and everything looks pretty straight. I'm very happy with how this looks. The only thing that sort of stands out is this plastic here. As you can see, the handle for the box doesn't overlap like it does on the other side. So this little rod here, this piece must have bent, which is not too bad. This should easily bend back into place. But for the most part, the box frame looks good. If I unlock this and it tilts really well with the new pivot arm, or pivot bar I should say. And I think I can start prepping to weld the frame. Closer look here. You can laugh at my welds all you want. I'm not a professional. I'm just a geek with a welder. Whoops. And yeah, the side's not too bad, but it's tacked together, and I'll be able to. It'll stay put while I undo the rear end and tack it all the way through. Alright, so this is looking way better compared to what I had before. Yeah, so the next step, I'm gonna have to finish the welds. I'm gonna have to take the rear section out. Unfortunately, looks like I may need to take the axle out to be able to take this piece out, because there's a bolt here and it's gonna hit the axle. So I think I'm gonna look at some YouTube videos to see how that's done. I already started taking some pieces off. Honestly, I probably could have kept this on, just take this piece out, but at any rate, that's the next step for this frame rail. pain. This one did not want to come out. I guess it rusted. I shot it with PB Blaster and used some pry bars on both sides and just wiggled it out. The boot was already cut. I hadn't noticed that before, but that's gonna have to get fixed or get a new one. I got the axle off on the other side. So now it's really just removing the A-arms, and this rear section can come out. Man, all right. So the rear section's out. Yeah, that was a lot of work. I didn't think I'd have to go through all this to fix this frame, but it has to be done. So now I have access to weld the section underneath here, and I'll be able to finish the whole weld and the cross member. And once that's done, it's put everything back together. Now tonight, I'm calling it a night for now. That will be tomorrow morning. Tonight I'm gonna research for a new boot or potentially a new axle. I might as well. This was very rusted. I think the bearings are fine. Probably just need to be re-greased and cleaned and stuff. But yeah, this was rusted quite a bit in there. That's why I had a hard time taking it out. But anyways, I have no idea how much these are worth. I'm going to look into it compared to a rebuild. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end it tonight. And I'll catch you in the morning.
The next day.
Okay, it's a new day. Today we finish up the welding. Okay, that's it for the welding. I think it's pretty good, all things considered. I'm not a pro welder. In fact, I'm a very beginner welder and still have a lot to learn, but I think that's pretty good, especially since I ground everything off and it looks pretty clean. So now I'm gonna throw a few coats of primer on this just to seal it, and it's gonna be reassembly.
24 hours later, just checking in on the primer, and everything is looking really good. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And yeah, I think that'll be a wrap for this video. And stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching.